Alright guys, I'm continuing on with my white dial kick here. As you can see, I have my Omega and the Breitling in the background. I have a bunch of other white dial watches, but let's talk about this one. This is the Tag Heuer Aquaracer. I don't know why I stumbled with that. Now, this is the 41 millimeter. You can buy a 43 millimeter automatic, but in the 41 millimeter lineup, it looks like, as far as I can tell, you're going to be restricted to a Quartz model. But maybe it's not really a restriction. Maybe it's an opportunity, because you can buy in to a well-known brand and some very well-built, nice watches for at least $1,000 less than its automatic counterpart. Partly because the movement that's used in this is still a really nice quartz movement. It's a ETA quartz. I think it's a F03.111. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it is. And those movements can be had for like around $30. So that's a plus as well, because if it needs servicing, and if the watchmaker can't like repair the movement that's in it, you just put a new movement in it. But from my understanding, and a little bit of research I did, basically you're going to be doing battery changes. These movements just keep going. So, all right, let's get into the watch. 41 millimeter case, 47 lug to lug. These are measurements a lot of people like. 12 millimeter thick, flat sapphire crystal with AR coating, 20 millimeter lug width. Bracelet tapers down to 18, so slight taper, and you have a nice, simple fold-over milled clasp, 3 micro adjust and double pushers. Signed as well. There is a dive extension on this. This is a 300 meter water depth rating watch, so you can absolutely swim, snorkel, dive with it. It has 120 click, full metal bezel. It's not an insert, it's actually a full metal bezel. And it has really nice action. It's nice and smooth. There's not a ton of traction on this, much like my Omega, where it's kind of scalloped. But you do have the rider tabs, which you grab a little bit. But thankfully, they made it so there's not like a killer amount of resistance on it. So it's still easy enough to turn. Whoops, I went past it. I know that's going to bother you guys. It'll bother me. So you have a Lume pip up there at the 60 or 0, whatever you want to call it. So that is a nice indicator for if you're going to use it for diving. So really well done screw down crown. I've had 0 complaints with the modern Tag Heuer Aquaracer crown systems. They all seem like they're very stout. I know that was a potential issue in the past. So white dial, obviously I'm a fan of that. It's more than just a white dial though. It's like super white dial. Like if you look at it next to even the Breitling, and maybe it's just because it has the black outlined indices and handset, that it just seems like very, very white. So if we zoom in on this, you're going to see it's a nice, is it gloss or is it matte? I can't really tell in this light. It's hard to tell if that's a gloss or a matte dial. I don't think it's gloss, so probably more matte finish. And then, I mean, super legible, because those blacked, heavily lined, trimmed, blacked indices and handset makes this crazy legible. Love the pop of orange. I mean, you're speaking my language here. White dial with a pop of orange. Guys, I just picked up this not that long ago. White dial, pop of orange. Yep, speaking my language. So you have the date cutout at 3 o'clock, and you can see it's stepped down into that, and a nice clean matching white disc with black print. And you'll notice that the seconds hand hits most of the marks. It definitely hits the marks on this side. It's a touch off on this side. I don't know what it takes to do that. I'm not a watchmaker. I don't do the, that level of work on a watch. I might play with them a little bit, but you can see it hits them good on this side. But on the other side, it's a little bit off. So I don't know how you can remedy that. I think it's maybe just the way it works, I guess. I don't know. But you can see nice polished case side there with my finger smudges, and then you have really nice brushing on this, even on the bezel. So the bracelet is actually really comfortable, and it like articulates all its links. For sizing, some people might struggle with sizing this. much like, I'm trying to think of what other brands did this. Oh, here's the case back too, in case you were wondering. Nice screw down case back. So sizing the bracelet, it is going to be a pin and collar, but it's the best way to do a pin and collar. So the collar is actually in the center section of the link, and then the pin goes all the way through, and then there's a detent in the center of the pin. So when it goes, and it'll like center exactly. So that's going to be a very robust way to do a pin and collar. It's going to last a very long time, and you're never going to have an issue with it backing out or anything. Like, it seems like I'm noticing on the forums, a lot of people are having problems with their screws, and some not just micro brands, but maybe even some name brand, Oris maybe or something. But there's being issues with that. So like, guys, you're wearing these watches, even when you first get them, if you have screw links on your watch, check them, double check them, make sure they're good. Anyway, back to this watch. So price tag on this is only $1,600, and that's from Saltzman's. Richard, the sales manager over at Saltzman, sent this watch in. So big thanks to Richard and Saltzman's for continuing to work with the Random Rob channel. Appreciate it. The retail on this is $1,600, and you know you're going to get some kind of discount with Tag Heuer. I think these white dial ones sell pretty good, so I don't know that they're going to wheel and deal a ton on these. Maybe some other models they might, but that's a, you know, your $1,500 range, maybe a little bit less. That's pretty good territory to be in for a name brand quality watch that is going to work for a lot of people. So, and it's definitely something that you can just walk in and probably get. They're most likely going to have them. So if you're looking to buy a nice watch and have a grab and go Quartz that is still a nice, respected brand, you know, amongst the people. When you're out and about, even non-watch people, most of them kind of know Tag Heuer. They've heard of it. You know, they know the big brands. Omega, Rolex, Breitling, Tag Heuer. Those are brands that other people are going to recognize. Does that mean anything to you and I? No, but yes, a little bit. Because maybe it should matter a little bit. We're spending a lot of hard-earned money, and we want the total package. And that's what you get with a lot of these brands. You get a really good quality product, and you get that brand recognition. All right, guys, let's kill the lights. Check the lume on this. It's pretty white, so I don't know if it's going to be blue. Oh, you know, Tag also does, sometimes they'll do bicolor lume. They'll do like green and blue. So I have not looked at the lume on this, so let's check it out together. Yep, they did it. I forgot that they did that until just towards the end of the video. So you have, man, I love that about these. So you have green on the pip at the top of the 12, 3, 6, and 9. And then you have green at the tip of the hour and minute hand. And then the rest of it's a nice cool blue. I love that about that. That's another cool feature. And there's so many different colorways for this. So even at, like my wrist, the 7¼ inch wrist, easily the 41 millimeter works. But really, the 43 works pretty good too, because the lug to lug isn't super long on it. Maybe I'll bring in a 43 millimeter tag here soon if Richard will loan me another watch from Saltzman. So let me know if there's, chime in on the comments if there's a 43 millimeter automatic Aquaracer colorway that you guys want me to bring in to show you. Chime in the comments, and I'll read them, and I'll take a little poll, and I'll see which one and see if Richard has it available. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next vid.